Well, YouTube, looks like I'm back at it. I'm following up on a video that I did because YouTube followed up with me. I talked with a real human person from YouTube. They sent me this very detailed email, as a lot of people have hit me up in the past saying, hey, I need to get in touch with YouTube about this thing. And I've had to tell them, hey man, we've been doing this for a while, and it can be even very difficult for us to get in touch with an actual human being at YouTube. But I got a human response here. So this follow-up video is because I did a video a couple days ago talking about how we got this ridiculous copyright claim on our reaction to the Tom Cruise leaked audio. And it wasn't the reaction that got us the claim, it was the opening. At the opening of it, we said the name Tom Cruise, kind of in the tune of the Mission Impossible theme song. We don't make any instrumental noises. We don't do anything like that. So at best it qualifies as parody, but it's not even on key. But that didn't matter. It was enough for these companies to give us a copyright claim and take the revenue from the video. As many people hit me up saying this is obviously fraudulent. I've had at least 2 YouTubers who have over 1 million followers who hit me up saying this has to be fraudulent. This is ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. I feel like most people would agree this is insane. So the whole email is going to be in the pinned comment without the guy's name here. There's a couple things I want to focus on because long story short, here's what's happening. YouTube has this thing set up in place called Content ID. Basically, these copyright owners, a whole process of documentation that they have set up where they can do manual claims on videos if it matches any of the Content ID. Now, there's usually 2 types of copyright claims you'll get when you upload to YouTube if you're dealing with something like that. You get the automated claim, which is just like an automated detection system that they have set up. And then they have the manual claim, meaning some asshole watched our video and said, screw these guys, manual claim this and we'll take the revenue from it. And I was like, YouTube, you help out. And when I first talked with creator support, they said, yeah, we have a human reviewer who will look over this and we'll help you out with the claim. We'll at least work on this with you, right? Come to find out, they're not going to. Now, the whole email is listed in the pinned comment, but here's a couple of things I want to focus on with you guys. But they're not going to. So it's actually all going to be in the hands of the people who claimed us. The deciding factor on whether or not the copyright, and like the video's not really gathering any views now, that Tom Cruise one, so it doesn't really matter because YouTube constantly says something like, hey, we'll pay out to the appropriate owner after the claim is resolved. And in my entire time I've been doing this, I mentioned this in the last video, I've only known one individual who actually got his revenue back. On our end, that's happened with us many times, especially with like companies like Netflix, for example. They usually give us a copyright claim and then after it gets like all the views that we can get, they're like, hey, claim released, you're good to go. And then we never get any revenue from it. It happens all the time. It surprised me to learn the whole thing with the claim is not going to be someone on YouTube's end going in to watch that 20 seconds, the opening 20 seconds and going, wait a minute, this is insane. You can't claim these guys over this. This is stupid. There's not going to be one person from YouTube doing that. It's all in that manual claimant. That's why I think a lot of times people who do especially music video reactions or even with trailer reactions where they have like 5 seconds of a song that gets their whole video demonetized, whenever it's a music company that claims, I rarely have heard of a music company letting a claim go. Here's the options the claimant has. Release the claim. If they agree with their dispute, they can release their claim. If you're previously monetizing the video, your monetization setting will be restored automatically when all claims on your video are released. Uphold the claim. If they believe their claim is still valid, they can uphold it. They usually do. If you feel it was mistakenly upheld, you may appeal their decision. I've never won an appeal in my life. Takedown of there's like, it gets to the point where nothing starts feeling like fair use. Takedown of the video. They can submit a copyright takedown request to remove your video from YouTube, which means we'll get a copyright strike. Because there's 2 things. There's copyright claim and there's copyright strike. Strikes are really bad. I mean, copyright claims suck, but strikes, you get 3 of those, bam, your channel's done. Do nothing, let the claim expire. If they don't respond in 30, do you know what I love whenever I've heard this? If they don't respond in 30 days, their claim review will expire. You don't need to do anything. Every time I've heard that, it just happened with our Snyder Cut trailer reaction. It's like day 29 is when they get back to you. They're like, no, claim's still valid. You can't have it. They just make sure the 30 days are almost up. They do specify. Lastly, even though we do not mediate in the dispute process, we do investigate copyright owners that are reportedly abusing our copyright tools and processes. We take your feedback seriously, and we want to make sure that your points are taken into consideration. Thank you. Means a lot. So he's basically going over, like, I hear about the things you're saying, and then maybe they're abusing the system and whatnot. Like, that's basically what he's acknowledging. However, he's clearly stating that this is all in the hands of the person who made the claim. So these people who make the claim, like, that's what I find ridiculous. I kind of feel like, am I wrong for feeling this way? Is this a bad inclination to have, that if this is happening on YouTube and you're fighting this, it shouldn't just be in the hands of the claimant. It should also be someone in YouTube, the mediator, the decider, to go, wait a minute, yeah, actually, this is not an okay claim to make. And why I have zero faith in these groups, which I'm going to flash up on screen again right now, is because I looked them up. John and I, we sent out emails to each one of these companies. Very polite. I can't say it's the same tone we're taking right now. They were very polite emails. From researching them, all these threads that I was finding, these guys have been dicks for such a long time. And like, I've seen their names pop up on our copyright claims many a time. They've been doing crap like this for such a long time. So for you two to be like, yeah, we'll investigate. I'm like, how many complaints have you had about these guys? How many complaints have you had from people like me about these groups doing things like this, and it doesn't change? It's years it's been going on. So, I appreciate the kind words, but beware. If you get these manual claims, it's not in the hands of YouTube. It's in the hands of the claimant. I don't really know how to end this other than I'm just kind of baffled by. I was really under the impression from my first interaction with creator support that there would be a YouTube individual to be helping mediate the process here on whether or not, the claim is actually valid. Come to find out, now it's going to be these companies. So that means if I talk in a rhythm like this, I can get a copyright claim. It's a bunch of stupid bullshit, but that's the way YouTube works. Anyway, guys, this is stupid. I know there's like bigger copyright issues we got to worry about these days, but whoa.